So I've just watched a round 100 exfil on Outbreak, and the video was absolutely amazing. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin. Today I am bringing you guys a review and an update on whether it is worth it to do the round 100 exfil on the new Zombies Outbreak mode. Before we get into today's video, if you are new, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are pushing for that 250 subs and we're very close. Your support would mean a ton to me. Thank you very much in advance, and let's jump into today's video. So the video I watched was of Steve, and he was getting to round 100 and exfiling successfully on Outbreak. Huge shout out to him. I'm going to leave his original video linked in the description so you guys can check it out if you want to. It's a fantastic video. You can learn a lot from this video, and I'm going to sort of break down how he did it, what he used, and whether it's worth it or not. So starting off, how long did this take? Well, his full VOD is on his channel, which will be linked below, as I said before, and the full VOD is 11 hours and 24 minutes, which is a long time, almost 12 hours to complete 100 rounds in Outbreak. Now, is that a long time? Yes, that's a very long time. I mean, in regular zombies, I posted a video a couple of weeks back myself about how to get to round 100 on Die Machine, and this takes roughly around 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on how lucky you can get with box spins, how quick and efficient you are going through the rounds, that sort of thing. So to take 12 hours to do the equivalent of 100 rounds is a lot of time. Obviously, the zombie kills that you get on Die Machine are exponentially higher than what you will get on Outbreak, so obviously the XP there is going to be a ton higher for the round-based Die Machine. However, the bonus objective XP that you get from Outbreak probably evens it out, so you're roughly getting a similar amount of XP, but unfortunately it does just take a ton of time. 12 hours is a massive amount of time, and not many of us would have 12 hours in one sitting to run through Outbreak to get to that wave 100, so it is definitely impressive, but is it worth it time-wise? Probably not. The fact that Steve has sat through and done that is absolutely phenomenal, so big props to him for that and finding out kind of what it is all about for us. Now, looking at in terms of XP, he did get a lot of XP. He got around 20 to 30 levels, which is pretty decent from one run, but again, the time taken for that is probably not your fastest XP method. Again, the video I previously made on the round 100 on Die Machina is definitely the fastest way to get XP in Cold War, so again, if you want to check that one out, that will also be linked below, but it's still not going to compete on XP front, and difficulty, it is way more difficult in Outbreak. Now, there's a few things that he used, few tips and tricks that I picked up along from watching his video, so I wanted to share those with you guys so that you can push for the higher rounds on Outbreak, potentially get to that 10 or 15 level difficulty there, and just push for that new personal best, because I know for sure that I'm now going to be trying to get a little bit higher and seeing the tactics that he used. Now, he used the Hoya shotgun, which is the starting one. I used the Gallo, but he used that one and it seemed to be doing a ton of damage. Obviously Pack-a-Punch to tier 3 as soon as he could with that one, and then had the ammo mod, the explosive one on to start with, and as it got into the later rounds he went on to the electricity one. So I guess it's personal preference of what you like, but the explosive one is going to be super good for doing that armor damage, and obviously the electricity one there as well is going to be very good for taking out those bigger, more tanky zombies at those higher rounds. Now, another thing to note is this guy does have everything maxed out, so all perks, tier 5, everything like that. The reason we know that is because he got actually 0 crystals for completing this, which means he has already completed all of the crystals he needs to get in order to get everything to tier 5, and the game then stops giving you them. So he has got everything maxed out, so that does make a difference. Obviously, it's a little bit damage on the gun classes. It is going to be better perks, it's going to be better ammo mods, but it's definitely still doable. On lower tiers of these things, it's just going to take a little bit more time. The electricity on the Hoya shotgun absolutely worked a trick. Obviously, it turns into the Orion once it is Pack-a-Punched, and this thing was doing a ton of damage, even at wave 70, 80, 90, and obviously then up to wave 100 there as well. It was doing a ton of damage, really quickly killing these bosses, which is fantastic and obviously what you want to be using. So if you guys are struggling on the lower rounds, definitely swap out to this Orion shotgun, get it Pack-a-Punch 3 times, get the ammo mods on, either the explosive or the electricity one. Obviously, turned is really good as well, because the turned zombies are going to do a ton of damage. The higher difficulty they are, the more damage they're going to do as well, so that's going to be another good strategy. Just have a bit of fun with it, try it out and see what works for you. Another thing that he did in the holdout mission specifically was to use the obstacles in the room, so the chairs, the cupboards at the side of the room, to herd all the zombies to one end, make them charge into a room behind him, jump up onto the cupboards, vault over them and out of the door, and kept doing this round and round, using the Reike's vortex to kill most of the zombies, which is probably the best idea for these close quarters, high damage kills, because obviously these are going to have a ton of health at this rank, so the Reike is going to be essential for doing this. In later rounds, obviously he got rid of the Orion and just moved on to the Ray Gun and the Reike. These things were both absolutely slaying, so both of them very worth using, and again, you're going to want to Pack-a-Punch these as much as you can. Can't get ammo mods on these weapons, so that is why you would keep the Orion for a long time until you need to swap it out, until it's not doing enough damage anymore. But once you've got the ray gun and the ray K, you're pretty much set to go. The only thing I would say is be careful with the splash damage on the ray gun, because it still does do a ton, particularly in those holdout missions. Without watching the full gameplay that he uploaded, I wouldn't know exactly the strategy he went for, but I'm going to assume that this is with just going straight for the main objective after he was set up with his perks, and obviously maybe a couple of downs here and there, so you'd need to go back for perks and buy them and stuff. But obviously after the first year, you're probably just going for the main objective, so it does take a long time, but still worth it for the bragging rights, probably. Worth it for the time taken, probably not. I just wanted to make a quick video reviewing this one. I thought it was a very impressive feat. Someone has got to round 100 and exfil successfully. It's fantastic to watch. Another huge pointer is to use the death machine. This thing's lethal right up the way until round 100 at the very minimum, but I'm going to assume that it scales with every difficulty you're in. So make use of that new kill streak, get the death machine on the go, and that is going to get you through the rounds. Don't forget that you have got buy stations in the map, regardless of whether you've clicked on the end radar or not, so you can actually go ahead and go to the score streak craftable table, get another death machine every time you need to do an objective, and that should see you through until the next one. He used this also to successfully exfil, used it on all of the normal zombies and on the boss zombies, and it went through them very quickly, so it's definitely something you want to pick up and try out for yourselves. Now hopefully you found this video helpful. Go ahead and check out his original video, it will be linked in the top line of the description. Go and show him some love if you haven't already seen this video, because it's a fantastic video to watch through. Hopefully some of these tips have helped you and will help you get to new personal best high rounds in Outbreak. If you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you subscribe down below and drop me a like, and also let me know in the comments what you think about round 100 in Outbreak. Thank you very much for watching, take care and peace.